The Knicks have been streaking recently, winning 8 straight, following that up by losing 5 straight, and then winning 4 straight games coming into Monday night's matchup against the 25 and 14 Milwaukee Bucks. With a chance to extend this new winning streak to 5, all eyes were on Julius Randle, who typically steps things up for his duels against Giannis Antetokounmpo, who many consider to be the best player in the NBA today. As it goes at the Garden, whenever a league great, especially a star who has some international roots, comes to the city, fans traveled from all over, especially considering it's around the holidays for this one, and the building was full of energy even from the opening tip. The first quarter didn't quite go Randall's way. He went 0 for 9 from three-point land, but the Knicks were able to keep themselves afloat. They have 3 20-point-per-game scorers. Barrett was out, but Jalen Brunson picked things up, 15 first-quarter points for him. Things were tied coming out of that first quarter at 22. Jrue Holiday picked up 3 early fouls. Brunson was just in prime position to heat up in the scoring department. Now, in the second quarter, the Bucks fended off the Knicks as their shooting percentage positively regressed to the mean, and Julius Randle led the offensive efforts this quarter, coming off his red-hot showing against the Raptors. Took a quarter to shake off some rust, but New York won that second quarter 29-21 and went into halftime with a 5-point lead. So things were looking good for this Knicks team, and they came out of the half quite focused. Brunson, quickly, and Randle led them to a run that kept that momentum going to open the second half. They went up as much as 17 points on the Milwaukee Bucks, the better team with the clear best player on the court. Randle and Mitchell Robinson were tasked with limiting Antetokounmpo's production, and they did well overall. It just wasn't enough to stop Giannis from being the engine of what was a pretty brief Milwaukee comeback. The Bucks seemed to cut the Knicks lead as fast as they remembered. They were a team with championship pedigree that had made it out of these situations before. It was an absolute three-point barrage from Milwaukee from this point in the third quarter and on, as they consistently exploited the Knicks' demonstrated willingness to overhelp and to allow open looks from behind the arc. Joe Ingles was the lead culprit for Milwaukee here. He went 5 for 11 from 3 on his way to a 17-point, 5-assist game, all off the bench. Thibodeau gave Ingles a shout in the postgame press conference, which prompted me to ask about how New York kept letting the Bucks get those looks from 3. Here's what Tom Thibodeau had to say there.
No. And some of it was, some game plan stuff that, we have to square away. So, and we'll take a look at, the ones that, where we did what we were supposed to do, but there was a few that were created because of overhelp that shouldn't have happened.
As Thibodeau said, some threes were indeed a result of suboptimal schematics, but some also just have to be chalked up to great shot making from a championship caliber team. Jrue Holiday made some fantastic shots. Thibodeau described him as a big shot maker post game, and that was the story of this one for the Knicks. Just went down to a fantastic talent in Holiday and an all-world talent in Antetokounmpo. 44 points from Jalen Brunson, a career high. The second time this season he's recorded a career high in points for the Knicks. He seems to be blossoming in his role leading their franchise. He said post-game that there's no focus on that from him because the game ended in a loss, and that's the focus. He was even able to recall all 4 of the plays that he wishes he could really have back from this game against Milwaukee. All ended up in a turnover of some kind. Recalled the exact detail post-game. Just shows you how studious of a player Brunson is. He's a student of the game, as people like to say. Now, New York is now 22-19 following dropping this one to Milwaukee. They're going to stay at home as they prepare to host the Indiana Pacers, now just 1 game ahead of the Knicks in the Eastern Conference standings, in a game Wednesday that might have some mild playoff implications down the line. In 7th place, the Knicks are performing about as well, if not better, than many expected them to coming into this season. Make sure you stay tuned to WFUV Sports' coverage of the Knicks, Nets, and all things around the association all season long to see how these Knicks do, if they can keep it up, how they do it, and if this journey results in a playoff berth. Make sure you follow all of our WFUV Sports social channels as well, featured here.